Since its inception, Doombuggies.com has been known as the quintessential Disney fan site for the Haunted Mansion. And with us today we have Jeff Baham, better known as Chef Mayhem of Doombuggies.com. Jeff, welcome to Club Haunt TV.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations on 10 years of Doombuggies.com. How's the site doing right now?
It's doing great, actually. We have some 3,000 plus registered members of the forums, and I'm still giving away email at hauntedmansion.com. There's thousands and thousands of people that use our email every day. Yeah, we're doing really well.
And how did Doombuggies come into being?
Doombuggies, how did it become? Oh yeah, actually, in 1997, I decided to teach myself web design because I'm a graphic designer, and I graduated from San Jose State University without any computer classes at all. The internet was kind of a baby when I was in college, so I decided I better learn how to do this because I could see that web design was going to be an important part of any designer's career. So I bought a book on HTML and just taught myself how to make websites. It's come a long way since 1997, but that's essentially why I started Doombuggies. Now, why I started it as a Haunted Mansion fan site is a different story. I am a big Halloween fan. I've known you for many years. We used to make haunted houses together,
Right.
and
Yep.
So you know, Halloween has always been a big part of my life, and Disneyland as well. I used to go to Disneyland a lot as a child and had friends down there. So the two come together. I mean, the Haunted Mansion is very popular all throughout the world. They're fans of the Haunted Mansion for many different reasons. I'm just one of them, and so I decided to go ahead and make a website about it.
Now, how did you come up with the name Chef Mayhem?
Actually, there's much less to that than it might seem. That simply rhymes with my actual name, Jeff Baham. Chef Mayhem rhymes, and I think I sat there for about 5 minutes when I signed up for AOL, just going through rhyming words until I came up with two that seemed to work. I've been mistaken many times over the past 10 years for someone that actually can cook food, and that's inaccurate. I am not very good in the kitchen. My wife is wonderful in the kitchen, but I am in no way a real chef. It just rhymes with Jeff.
Over the years, you've collaborated with Disney on Haunted Mansion events. Can you tell us about them?
Oh yeah, well, when Doombuggies was only 2 years old, Disneyland, I got a call from Disneyland, and they were hosting their 30th anniversary of the Haunted Mansion event. It was called I think it was called the Art of the Haunted Mansion. It was kind of a big deal. They were having some of the original, I guess most of the original Imagineers that worked on the Haunted Mansion who are still alive were going to appear at the event, and there was going to be lots of merchandise for sale. Kind of a big deal, and what they wanted Doombuggies to do was to help cross-promote. And I was really honored that they got in touch to do that. So we did that. We offered, I think if I remember correctly, Disneyland offered that if you registered for the event through Doombuggies, they would give you a free lithograph. The first 250 people that registered through Doombuggies got a free lithograph. And of course, those registrations all went really fast, and Disneyland ended up having to, I believe that they moved the event from, it was going to be in the little theater where Abraham Lincoln speaks, and I think they ended up moving it to the big theater out in Fantasyland due to just great interest from the public. So that was really a successful event for Disneyland, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Were there any other Haunted Mansion events that you were involved with?
Yeah, it's been kind of gratifying to see the different aspects of the Disney company come to Doombuggies for this and that. Sometimes it's a little surprising. Artists from Disney's various divisions will write me looking for Haunted Mansion reference material or Haunted Mansion fonts or that type of thing. You'd think they'd have some kind of a better resource than Doombuggies, but apparently Doombuggies is kind of getting known as a resource for that kind of thing. The movie, when Don Hahn and Rob Minkoff were working on the Haunted Mansion movie, they took some of us from Doombuggies out to see the sets, and they told us how they had referred to Doombuggies in the pre-production, and so that was gratifying. Walt Disney World has also had Haunted Mansion events. They call them Happy Haunt Balls, and when they were planning the first Happy Haunt Ball, they were in touch with Doombuggies to try to get ideas for what Haunted Mansion fans might look for in an event like that. So yeah, Doombuggies has had various involvements with the Disney company over the past few years, and it's fun to see how we can work together.
You wrote a Haunted Mansion book a little while back. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
That came about. I didn't never intend to write a book about the Haunted Mansion. I'm not really an author, and don't consider myself a writer, but I was going to make an appearance at HauntCon, a convention for Halloween and haunted houses, and I was doing a little seminar on the Haunted Mansion, and I wanted to have a little takeaway that people could have if they were interested. And so actually I had written over the past few years a few articles about the Haunted Mansion for Haunted Attraction magazine and 1313 magazine, a couple little genre-oriented magazines, and I pretty much just gathered everything that I had written for those periodicals and put it together and kind of shaped it into a book, and that's pretty much what you see there as in the Doombuggies book. It's not really something that I set out to create on its own. It's really a book mostly about the early history of the Haunted Mansion and the kind of the day-to-day working of the cast members. There's not anything in there about the latest updates to the Haunted Mansion, so I may have to do some revision soon.
Now, didn't you win an award at HauntCon?
Yeah, HauntCon, I was actually invited to go to HauntCon by theGhoulishGallery.com. They're a company that creates changing portraits. They do wonderful work, and they kind of were mysterious about why they invited me to go. And so when I went to HauntCon, it turned out that Ghoulish Gallery was sponsoring a new award called the Isabella Award, and yeah, I was proud to receive that award from HauntCon. It was an award given to Doombuggies just essentially because of a contribution I'd made to the haunted attraction industry in general, as a place for haunted attraction people that are interested in haunted attractions and people interested in that type of genre, that they could congregate and get to meet each other and get to know each other. And so yeah, it was quite an honor to win that award.
Okay, so what's the big news for Haunted Mansion fans regarding the Haunted Mansion in Florida?
Oh yeah. Well, the Haunted Mansion in Florida has just been radically overhauled. For instance, in the stretching gallery, where you enter and the walls stretch and you hear the ghost host talk to you, really introduce himself to you. In Disneyland's Haunted Mansion, there's kind of a surround sound system where you can hear the ghost host jump from corner to corner of the room. But now in Disney World's Haunted Mansion, they've installed some kind of a wave synthesis system by which the speakers literally surround the entire room, so they can make the ghost host's voice seem to jump around and flit around and glide through the room smoothly. From all accounts that I've heard, it's a fascinating and amazing effect. They brought Constance, the bride, from Disneyland. Constance, a new bride, was installed in Disneyland's Haunted Mansion a couple years back, and they brought her to the new Orlando Mansion. With a few improvements, I understand, but that's a new improvement to the Disney World Haunted Mansion as well. And of course, they installed a whole new scene in the Disney World Haunted Mansion that doesn't exist in any other haunted mansion. Kind of a bizarro world of staircases going off into nowhere and doorways to nowhere, and up being down and down being up, and candelabras burning upside down, and you can see ghostly footprints appear to travel through the staircases. It's really, by all accounts, a very effective and wonderful scene that they've added to the Orlando attraction. So yes, Walt Disney World's Haunted Mansion has seen some great improvements and some much needed attention.
Well, Jeff, I want to say thanks for being on Club Haunt TV, and I hope that you have much success with Doombuggies.com.
Oh, thank you, and much success with Club Haunt.
Well, if you're one of the few on the planet that actually haven't been to this site, it's www.doombuggies.com. Thanks for watching Club Haunt TV, and be sure to visit clubhaunt.com for all your Halloween and horror information. We'll see you next time.